Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look again in the euro currency in the weekly report. We talked about euro as well. So despite that market stands in a very tight range, today we have something to talk about as on the technical part, as on the fundamental part. So actually till the last moment it was not quite clear what the result of the fundamental events that we have the last week. And as we talked in our video updates for the week, we need to take a look at the Fed statement in more details. And currently, at least by our analysis, it seems that Fed statement provides more dollar supportive mood rather than some dovish background for the price action on the euro USD currency pair. Because market reaction mostly indicates the support of the dollar. And we see it in the two moments. First, in the changing of the market expectation on the further rate cut. So the probability of the rate cut has dropped till the end of the year. And Jerome Powell actually talked about this moment and said that the Fed has no plans to cut the rate till the end of 2019. We also see the confirmation of that in really significant discussion argues in the Fed on this topic. So as you can see, the voting was 7-3. So some Fed members already talked about stopping on the rate cutting, and that just tells that the tensions on this subject and on the discussion inside the Fed become hot, and that keeps less room for rate cut in the future. So this is first moment. But what is more indicative right now is the speculators' positions. So in general, in a wide view, the dollar positions across the market in all currencies have increased for 2 billions in the last week. So speculators increased dollar long position. Speaking on the euro, the net short position has jumped for 20,000 contracts. So this is a significant increasing of the net short position on the euro. And hardly it could be called as the euro supportive understanding of the Fed statement. This is the first subject speaking on the Fed. So if you would like to know more details, you just could read the weekly report. There we provide more information. In the two words, this looks like I talked about. And a second, why in general on Friday market has started upward action. In the morning, if you remember, we talked about the possible upward continuation. That was due expectation on a breakout on the United States-China negotiations that should take place on Friday. But unexpectedly, the China delegation has stopped the negotiations, and they haven't come to any conclusion, haven't come to any breakout. So these hopes that market have put on this possible discussion and negotiation round has failed. And that is not totally priced in yet on the market, and I suspect that will be priced in on Monday. So it's really big chances that the week will start on the negative notes, and market could start week with a downward continuation. That's what about fundamental background. From the technical point of view, we see some irrational behavior on the intraday charts that does not match to the normal bullish price action. Mostly it relates to this engulfing pattern. That's we will discuss a bit later. But right now on the daily, it's another thing that we should take into consideration. Take a look that market stands too long under the confluence. And as on Friday, it was steep upward action. We mentioned that, take a look, this upward action lows look steep, and market keeps this upward pace. But now you can see the drop has happened. So this fact changed the situation, and the market challenging this resistance since the beginning of the month. The whole month market trying to break it out, but fails. And this price behavior starts to take the shape of the bearish dynamic pressure, because trend has turned bullish here, but we do not have any upward continuation. Market just stands flat. On the dollar index, it looks even better, just because this spike on the dollar index stands outside of this consolidation and provides more clear picture compared to what we have here. Now, why we think that this price action will be irrational? So take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart and recall this engulfing pattern. So on the 4-hour time frame chart, that was the retracement back inside of this engulfing, and this is normal. We have the ABC reaction we talked about. It was got cheaper to buy on the markets continue to move higher. But normally, the bullish market, when it has shown the retracement back and engulfing, it should show the upward continuation to this A, B, C, bottom, D pattern. So the engulfing should start to work, and it should trigger this extension to the upside. But this hasn't happened. Instead of that, market just has turned down and collapsed, taking out of this former previous retracement. And this is not normal price action. It's not typical for the bullish market and doesn't match to normal behavior of the bullish market. That's why, although theoretically with 110 our vital area is still valid, and we do not want to run ahead of the train, and we still are watching on the daily chart, and we do not take any shorts yet on the daily, just because 110 area is still valid. At the same time, we can't take the long positions anymore because of this moment. So that market was not able to continue upward action on Friday. It has reversed down. So you can see here is even reversal candle has been formed. Market creates new top and closed below the lows of the previous, and collapse has happened. So you can see this collapse is going with the acceleration. It's also not very good sign for the euro. This is the reason why we need to consider some lower standing targets. So currently we are watching for this A, B, C top pattern. CLP has been hit. Next target that we'll keep an eye on will be 109.56. That's what we'll watching now. First target on the common week. Potentially that could be Garters triple to buy, so some response pullback here is possible. But you should understand that the breaking down to the OP, even forming the Garters triple to buy, it doesn't mean that this will be the point where we should consider reversal and upward continuation. That will be just minor pullback here, because, guys, actually dropping right here will totally erase this rally, totally erase this huge white candle, and that will be very bearish. So market erasing strong rally that keeps following price action inside of it. Once market will take it out of these lows, that will be the final point, and collapse will start on the euro. This actually pattern easily could turn to the butterfly with the breakout of these lows. So those of you who will trade on intraday charts and consider this point for taking scalp long position, don't marry any position. Just grab the 30% pullback and close the trade. So that's what we have on the 4-hour time frame chart. On the hourly chart, here let's take a look what we also have. Here we have actually another Garters triple to buy, so it stands inside of this pattern. You can see this XA swing in ABCD retracement. That's what you see right now on the hourly chart. That's our Friday price action. Take a look. When market has formed this kind of Garters triple to buy, as we said, indeed upward action has started, and the market almost has reached the previous tops, but no breakout has followed. So on the whole day, upward action was developing on the market. But later, closer to the United States session, you can see this collapse. And also reversal session. In fact, this rally, this upward action just leads to appearing of the Garters triple to sell. That triggers this drop. So drop stands very strong, momentum is solid. And this triple to pattern almost is done, because market actually stands very close to the 30% retracement level. That is the minimal target of the triple to pattern. It's almost completed. Also, we've got here the we've got here the grabber, so which suggests that market really could start the downward continuation. For intraday traders, it is possible to consider taking the short positions on some resistance levels, depending on what we will see in Monday opening. So that's our view on euro currency right now. Also, guys, this is really very fast setup. I don't know whether it will be possible to trade it. Take this thrust down is suitable for the brand body trade because here's market has hit the 30% retracement of the thrust. Here is particular 30% level, and that is actually brand body sell step that we have here. But it is very fast, and I don't know. I'm not sure that we will be able to trade it in time. So anyway, this is just minor detail. In general, we are watching for our time frame setup, and it seems that chances on downward continuation next week are really significant.